yesterday we have seen the introduction to the JavaScript, right? So what we have learned is like JavaScript is a client-side scripting language, wherein we use it for having some interactions with the web page and to change some objects on the web page too. So we'll be going forward. We'll be seeing how exactly those concepts work. But yeah, as of now, today's concept is JavaScript variables and data types. So I've missed one concept. It's not like a concept. We did not see about Firebug as we have discussed before. So for that, I'll be taking Firebug on Friday maybe, because it's like not dependent on any other thing. So Firebug can be taken as a separate concept. It's a whole new concept. So that will be discussed on Friday. So stay tuned or stay focused, whatever. So yeah, yeah, Arun, you here? Okay, fantastic. So yeah, now, well, yeah, let's go. So as we said, it's a scripting language. JavaScript is a scripting language. So what do we use a language for? We generally use a language to write some logic actually, right? So else, if it were to be HTML, HTML has no logic in it. HTML is just, plain markup, wherein if you say put an image here, it puts an image there using image tag. Put a form here, put some form over in the form tag, but there is no proper logic in it, right? So in same, CSS only adds styling to the pages, like put some color over there, put some background over there. Hey, I need some margin over here. So that's the thing with CSS, but there is no logic involved as of now. So scripting language is used to write some logic in our HTML pages. So still this is a HTML page, since it's not called what you call JavaScript file. It's still called as HTML file, because without HTML I cannot write this code for plain thing. But I can generate HTML using this, but still it's still HTML. The browser can read HTML pages. JS files are just included files. So that's what you guys gotta remember. So now when we talk about logic, okay, so what exactly is logic? Suppose for instance I say 1 plus 2 equal to 3. Okay, 1 plus 2 equal to 3. This is what we know. We know when we add 1 and 2 we get the output as 3. But yeah, we can write a logic for this, like to add two numbers. That's again a logic, like you supply two numbers and give me the output. So that is kind of logic. So how do we do in programming language? Yeah, as a humans we can calculate, but how about programming language? How do they do? So the programming language, what they do is like they take the inputs, okay, but these inputs must be stored somewhere, okay, so that they can be used. Like since it's all virtual, we don't know how they work behind. The behind the scenes is like these variables are these values. So the 1 and the 2, the inputs must be stored in a container, in a memory. So that is called memory. Memory is a space actually. Okay, so just take this variable, put in there. Sorry, again I'm saying variable, it's not variable, it's value. I'm pretty sorry about that. So take this value and store in this memory. Okay, so that memory is allocated when I declare a variable. Okay, when I declare a variable, this memory is allocated. So in reality, or whatever we see out there, what is that is like variables are data containers. Okay, these data containers are can be changed from time to time. They're just space, like just like For instance, store this one. Okay, it gets stored. Now as soon as the usage is over, I can flush it. I can just remove that because it's of no use to me. So now what I do is like, okay, take this variable again, take this container. Okay, there's a free container, put a new value in it. So these data containers can be changed from time to time. So instead of these data containers, I say the values in the data containers can be changed from time to time. Hence, they are called as variables. Like they keep on changing. The memory allocation keeps on changing. Maybe the address of the memory allocation can be changed, or the data it contains can be changed. Okay. Now, when coming to the JavaScript, okay, these variables can be allocated dynamically. Okay, what exactly this means? Okay, if you guys are familiar with other languages, okay, other languages have a declaration, a data type declaration. Like you have to specifically say, hey, this particular variable will contain only a number, or this particular variable will contain only names. So for JavaScript, it's not essential. I mean, it's pretty loosely typed language. Okay. So it's a pretty loosely typed language. So you need not mention what kind of data this is gonna store. So you can dynamically allocate. Like for instance, I'll tell about the dynamic allocation in a while. So let me just go through this stuff. So now, yeah, one thing to note here is to note every JavaScript line or statement, every JavaScript statement ends with a semicolon. Okay, remember this. Okay, every statement ends with a semicolon. And I also talk about comments. We have seen comments in CSS yesterday, and the comments, yeah, like in C, exactly. Comments in JavaScript, single line comments are preceded by two what do you call forward slash, so backward slashes, and multiple line or multi-line are preceded, or like multi-line comments are enclosed inside a forward slash star and star slash. Okay, so this is about comments. So these two things take a note, they are like notes. That's what happens over there. Okay, now let's go back to the variables. Okay, right. So variables are data containers wherein I can store a value of something. Okay, now declaration. Okay, JavaScript variables are declared using var and a variable name. So this is how a variable is declared. So var is a keyword. Okay, use var and variable name. Even if you do not use var, as I told you, it's a loosely typed language. Okay, so you can directly assign. Say for instance, you can do this too. But it's a good practice if you say variable, because this allocates some memory for the variable upfront. So instead of out in the blue giving the browser some JavaScript variable, like such, I'll tell you how do we do. So the variable name equal to some value. Okay, even I can variable like this too. Like I may not use a var keyword. Even this takes, since JavaScript is a loosely typed value. But this is a bad practice, because I mean when the browser encounters this statement, so it has to look for the space and has then do some assignments over there, like assign this value to this variable. But yeah, this still works.